May 7th, 2025, Bard Fenimore here. I'm in Cabbage Town, Toronto. Can you believe it? And a thought just occurred to me. Okay, so let's say there's two groups. We'll say Group X and Group Y. And they're both struggling for power to dominate a population. And when I say dominate, I mean like to control the way people think, what they believe. And what's the best way to do that? Well, I would say the best way is to control the media machine, the apparatus, if you will. So, let's say I'm part of Group Y, and let's say Group X is in power, okay? So, Group X practices what I call bleep, blop, blur, and blah speech. What is bleep, blop, blur, and blah? Well, I'll tell you. Bleep speech is anything people from my group Y say, and they do not want it to be heard. It goes in contradiction to the narrative that X is saying, so they will bleep it out. Bleep, that's bleep speech. Blop speech. Okay, well, what's blop speech? Blop speech is speech that both X and Y know is true, but it's damaging to X's narrative if Y is saying it. So, like bleep speech, X is also gonna bleep blop speech. And that leads us to blur speech. Now, here I get some revenge, all right? Blur speech is kind of tricky. It's speech that I can say to intentionally create mystery. Perhaps I'm telling a lie. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But I'm getting desperate, and I'm trying to sway the population to think like me, or to at least think differently from whatever it is that X is trying to say. And I am practicing blur speech. I'm blurring the lines of reality. Now, here's the kicker. Power changes. X can be in charge this year, but maybe in a few years, Y's in charge. Ooh, and I get my turn to bleep, blop, and blur X. And X gets a chance to, I guess, basically just blur me, because when you're not in power, you are the oppressed group, and really the only tactic you have at that point is blur speech. And this all leads to what I call blah speech. Now, what is blah speech? Well, you know about bleep, you know about blop, and you know about blur. So, blah. Blah is basically just what we're born with, our God-given right to say what we want. Blah, blah, blah. You should be able to wake up and say anything. Don't worry about the political climate, and say things without the intention to cause harm, of course. But always speak your mind, be free, blah, blah, blah.